And welcome back to Hannity as we continue with Gregg, Jarrett, Sara, Jay Sekulow. All right, so let's go. I'll go to Gregg first. This is important, Gregg. Bring in the whole issue why. If we start comparing and contrasting with Loretta Lynch and Hillary Clinton, how is it possible when we do have overwhelming, incontrovertible evidence and obstruction and laws broken that never gets talked about? We're the only ones that bring it up.
It is bewildering and confounding. If you look at the statute on obstruction of justice, it doesn't apply to the president because there's no lie or bribe or threat. But if you juxtapose it to Loretta Lynch, yeah, there's a pretty good case that she not only engaged in obstruction of justice because there was a lie attached to what she was insisting Comey say publicly, but there's also misconduct of office, using a federal agency for political purpose. That should be investigated.
Let me go to Jay. She used bleach pit. Okay. She used bleach. She destroyed blackberries that she said she never had.
I want you to...
Wait a minute. She signed off on 20% of uranium going to Putin, and her foundation got millions.
And the FBI didn't do anything about it. They cleared her. Which, by the way, this
statute of limitations, my friend.
Forgetting statute of limitations. James Comey became judge and jury in that case. People tend to forget this.
Temporary.
Yeah, he took over and said, you know what, the Attorney General, in his view, is not capable of making a decision here, so I am. Well, number one, that should have then gone to the Deputy Attorney General, like a procedure. Right. It shouldn't have been the FBI director.
Recusal procedure.
You know, of course. And what did James Comey do? James Comey decided he was going to take it upon himself to determine the outcome of whether there should be litigation or not. No reasonable prosecutor, he said, would have brought that case. You know what the problem is? I would have filed a motion to dismiss. You know why? Because you, the Attorney General of the United States, makes that decision,
Sara?
not the FBI director.
But former Director Comey made that decision while the Russia investigation, those who were handling that investigation were irate, angry. They couldn't talk about this openly because they were bound by the investigation and the classified nature of the investigation. But it eventually came out. It came out so much so that Acting Deputy Director McCabe had to admit it before, in his testimony. So he made that decision acting as if the entire investigatory part of the FBI that was handling the Hillary Clinton investigation basically said, we looked at it, there was nothing here, move on. That's not true.
Gregg makes raises a really important point here, and that is, people are getting all caught up in the what if and the leak from this, and I think these are significant. But you have to look at this case in totality. When I do a case of the Supreme Court of the United States, I got to look at the totality of where this is going.
All right, just because you argued before the Supreme Court and I didn't, it's just so cheap to bring it up.
No, here's why. Because every case has a theme.
I'm kidding.
I know that. Every case has a theme. Gregg just pointed out something. What if Supreme Court justices were doing this? What if Supreme Court justices were deciding, well, you know what, these are interesting things, but I'm going to decide it before the briefs and without the cases?
I got to roll.